This episode of the Mayo TV show is sponsored by Pat and Nora Gibbons, Chicago and Mayo. Father Overcall here. You're welcome indeed to another edition of the programme. As always, we'll be going over to Manchester later on to join Martin Logan, who's some more great stories featuring the Irish community right across the UK. But this week we're back in Chicago for a Random House special. We're making television history because it's the first time it's ever been done in the city of Chicago. We've lots of people here with Mayo connections. We've singers, we've dancers, we've musicians. So all I can say is sit back, relax and enjoy the programme. We're going to start off with a selection of jigs from a house band. So a big boulabus for them. A great selection of tunes there from a fantastic group of musicians. From right to left, we've Paddy Holman from County Cork on bowron. Yeah, well done. We've Vidar Screen from Norway on guitar. Pauline Keneally from Connemara and London on the banjo. Next we have a great clear musician, Jerry Keary on the box. And finally, we have Miles McVeigh on guitar and singing from County Donegal. And not a Mayo person between them. But we've plenty of other Mayo people to make up for it, I can assure you. My next guest has Tourmakeady connections, haven't you?
I do.
And that is Patricia Fallon.
Yes, Patricia Fallon. I am a judge in Cook County. I was appointed by the Supreme Court to my seat on the Circuit Court, and my mother is from Tourmakeady.
Wow. Mm-hmm. And how did you get involved in the legal business?
My father is from Clare, and when I was a young person, when I was a student, I wanted to pursue social work, and my father told me that I should get a position where I would have power, where I could make changes and effectuate changes for the children that I wanted to help. And he encouraged me to go to law school, and I did. And I was very fortunate to get that solid advice from my father from Clare.
Fantastic. So how different is the legal system here to Ireland? And you have to be appointed by whom?
So to be a judge in Cook County, you can be elected or appointed. I was fortunate enough to be appointed by the Supreme Court, but I have to run in 2020 to keep my seat because I must be elected by the people one time. So I am a candidate as well right now for Circuit Court Judge. I did attend law school in Ireland. When I was a law student, I went to Trinity for one session, and it was a wonderful experience. It's a much different system in Ireland. So I am on the Circuit Court, which is the first level, and then there's an appellate court and the Supreme Court, which is the court that appointed me.
Okay. I suppose with so many Irish people in the city, it shouldn't be too difficult to get some votes to be elected, will it?
Well, I hope they'll vote for me based on my credentials and my high bar ratings. But of course, I love the support of the Irish. They've supported me my entire life, and I'm very grateful for the support of family and friends, and especially the Irish community. I am running out of my sub-circuit, so I'm not running Cook County wide, so not all voters in Cook County can vote for me. I'm in the 12th Judicial Sub-Circuit, so I have to be elected by the voters that are registered in that area. That's the northern suburbs of Chicago.
And what kind of cases do you deal with?
So my experience is largely civil. I'm a labor and employment attorney. That's my area of expertise. And I was in the Cook County State's Attorney's Office for my entirety of my career, with the exception of 3 years. I've been a litigator for 17 years, 14 of those years in the State's Attorney's Office. But now I'm in traffic court. As a new judge, I'm in traffic court presiding over traffic tickets, from routine traffic tickets up to DUIs. And I'm also working in housing court as well. I've been assigned to housing court. And it's been a wonderful experience. I have fantastic colleagues. I'm learning how to be a judge, and I'm working hard to be a better judge every day.
Good luck with your re-election. I hope it's very successful for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for allowing me to speak here today. I appreciate the opportunity. This is a wonderful event, and I appreciate you coming to Chicago to help us put on such a wonderful event, and all the Mayo supporters. Thank you.
All right, folks, it's time for a little bit more entertainment. We have a wonderful school of Irish dancers here in Chicago from the Nulty School of Dancing, and they are going to perform some reels. So will you give them a big bullabuzz? How about that for a fantastic Irish dancing display? Was it brilliant? Now, the lady responsible, their teacher, Sheila McNulty.
Hello.
Sheila, that was fantastic
Thank
dancing.
you.
Well done, girls. It was brilliant. Brilliant.
Thank you.
How is Irish dancing here in Chicago?
Irish dance is huge in Chicago. There's so many schools. We have probably over 20 schools in the Chicagoland area, and many of them even have roots back to Mayo.
Wow. And your own school of dancing, how busy is it?
Our dancers, we probably have over 200 students in the school, and we have locations in over 14 areas.
And are most of them with Irish backgrounds, or do you find there's some Americans learning Irish dancing?
After Riverdance and Lord of the Dance, we had many backgrounds started Irish dancing, but we still have a huge Irish community still taken dancing.
Well done. They're absolutely superb.
Thank you so much, and thank you for having us.
Not at all. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, McNulty School of Dancing. Well, my next guest, with a name like O'Grady, has to be from around the West Mayo region. Would that be right?
Yeah, Newport.
Yeah. And you came here in 1962.
62, yeah.
Yeah. What brought you to America?
Well, I suppose I was interested in aviation. I couldn't have any around Newport, so I came out here.
Yeah. And you got a pilot's license, didn't you?
Yeah, commercial pilot's license with a couple of ratings.
Yeah. And did you do much flying?
Yeah, I was flying for a number of years, and I haven't flown in the last while. Getting too old for it.
Were you an air traffic controller at one stage? And then you got fired by the President of America. Ronald Reagan fired him. Tell me about that.
Not much to say. He says, "You're fired, we're gone."
So what did you do then?
What did I do? I was out of work for a while, and then I worked for the city for a little while, and kind of losing track here. Then I worked for the county for about 20 years.
Yeah.
Retired out of that.
And you got involved in local politics here, didn't you?
Yeah, well, really, yeah. I had a good friend that was in it, Paddy O'Connor, and I worked with him for, on and off for about 30 years.
Any idea about how many Irish people are here in Chicago, roughly?
Many Irish?
Yeah.
If you're talking about anything, anyone with Irish blood, it's got to be way up there, 60, 70% probably.
Would it be that much?
A lot of Irish around Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, going way back. Going way back. Coming out here since the 1800s at least, maybe earlier.
And you get a chance to go back home?
I go back every year for a couple of months.
A couple of months?
Yeah, usually 2 months, 8-9 weeks, yeah.
Why not? Yeah.
Yeah.
You can enjoy it?
Oh yeah, enjoy it.
Well, lovely to have you on the programme, Tony, and continued success.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Anybody want to say hello to back home?
Oh, the gang in Newport, all of them.
Yeah. The Chamberses and the Reeds are here as well.
The Rise, the Reeds.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of them over there.
Yeah,
I could be going on all night talking about all those people.
Yeah. Great people, though.
Yeah, good people.
Yeah. All right. Tony OGrady, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it's time for some more music and song, and we're going with a Mayo song this time. And we have a great singer from the band here, Miles McVeigh. He's going to do a Mayo, come back home to Mayo, so we'll get you all to join us. So take it away, Miles.
Take me back across the sea to the land so dear to me. Take me back home to Ireland once again, to my hometown in Mayo that I left so long ago. Let me live again my childhood memory. I long to hear that same old song that I heard so long ago. Want to meet once again friends that I've been missing so. Oh, I've been so long away, still my heart cries every day. Take me back home to Mayo. I walk the streets of Castlebar into Moorlands for a jar. Friendly faces all around me I'll see. Then I can hear a guitar strum as a sing-song has begun. There's no other place on earth I'd rather be. I long to hear that same old song that I heard so long ago. Want to meet once again the friends that I've been missing so. Oh, I've been so long away, still my heart cries every day. Take me back home to Mayo. Seems like only yesterday that I sailed so far away, leaving everyone I love so far behind me. But my cases are now packed, for each summer I go back home to Mayo. I long to hear them same old songs that I heard so long ago. Want to meet once again the friends that I've been missing so. Oh, I've been so long away, still my heart cries every day. Take me back home to Mayo. Just take me back home to Mayo.
A great song there from Miles McVeigh from County Donegal, singing the Mayo song, Take Me Back Home to Mayo. We'll change him yet, I guarantee. Become a Mayo supporter. Sean, Derrig, of course, you're very welcome to the programme. You came out here as a very young guy, didn't you?
I did. I came out August 9th, 1979.
What age were you?
16.
Wow.
16, yeah.
And what was going through your mind when you were coming out here?
Well, I finished school and I hadn't really finished it, but I was done with school. And there was a petrol strike, a postal strike, and a phone strike. So Ireland didn't have much to offer. So the Tourmakeady team was coming out, and I just took a notion, and we came out about an hour before Tourmakeady.
And do you remember your first job?
I do, yeah, I do. I worked. I worked down in the water tower place for a while. Then I worked with Bernie Darmody, who was from Tourmakeady, and worked with Bernie for quite a while. And we were framing houses and doing carpentry work, yeah. And then that's when the economy went real bad, and we ended up off work for a couple of months, and then started working with a fellow by the name of Tom Kelly, who has ties to Tourmakeady too. And of course, involved with the football back then. When I first came here, I was here about maybe 3 or 4 days, and I was picked up by Mike Feeney and brought down to the Ring in Kerry on Irving Park. And of course, I was only 16, and signed up for McBride's, and that was the start of everything. Once you get associated with a football team, especially like McBride's, and you're never out of work again, or you're never in need of anything really again, ever. I mean, that's the support system that the football has here is second to none.
Yeah. And you have another great passion, and that's dogs, isn't it?
Yeah, when I quit the football, somewhere in my early 30s, I just couldn't bring myself around to go watching football, and so I used to compete with the Border Collies in competition, and then I got into the pointers and setters. So I breed them, raise them, develop them, train them, and I compete all over the United States with them. Yeah. I just won a championship last week. It was my 106th championship. Wow. So I'm taking it pretty serious.
Well, that's a great achievement, isn't it, folks? Fantastic. Yeah. Finally, can I just ask you, Sean, young people watching this now, particularly young people, what advice would you give them if they're thinking of coming to America or to Chicago?
Well, the advice I'd give them, and probably the best thing for me was, getting involved in the football. There's such a network here when you're involved in football. You meet people. I'm my own business now for a lot of years, and we get a phone call, hey, I'm looking for work, and then you get a phone call, hey, I have a lad that's playing with McBride's, he needs a job. We put 4 or 5 lads to work every year that we really don't need them, but it's our way of giving back. Football was awful good. It was everything.
Sound advice.
All right.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Sean Derrig. All right, it's time for another song. My next guest hails from Westport, very popular on the Irish music scene when he was in Ireland, but he's made Chicago his home, and he's brought out a couple of CDs, and I know most of you know him here, and he's going to perform for us today on the Ramblin' House. Would you please welcome the one and only Mr. John Staunton from Westport?
I've roamed this wide world over, I've sailed the 7 seas. I got no chains around me, I just wander where I please. I met a girl that I can't forget, she just won't leave my mind. Where she lives, or where she's gone, I guess I'll never find. She wore a silver locket with a picture of her beau, just a lonely little cottage on a hillside all alone. Well, I wonder where that cottage was, all I'll ever know. It's somewhere on that borderline of Galway and Mayo. coast of Ireland, but it justified my journey to see that lovely land. From the Colorado mountains, they're singing whippoorwill to the green, green grass of Ireland and its lovely vales and hills. And if I ever find her, how happy I would be, 'cause the vision of her beauty always haunts my memory. My heart keeps right on searching this land I do not know, for a cottage on that borderline of Galway and Mayo, for a cottage on that borderline of Galway and Mayo. Thank you very much.
Ruth, a great weekend for Mayo people here in the city.
Yeah, great weekend. Massive night last night. We had over 350 people at the dinner dance. A huge mix of young and old. I think the dance floor was full all night long. So yeah, it was great to see everybody, and looking forward to many more events.
Great. Yeah. Lorraine, yourself and Ruth helped out a lot with the entertainment and organising this event here at the Emporium for the Ramblin' House, and there was a lot of work gone into it.
Yeah, it was a lot of work. A lot of people helped. It wasn't just us, of course. And we have a great community here, great Mayo Irish community, and everybody, lends a hand. So it was great, and I'm so glad it's such a success. And there's so many people here, and it's great, and hopefully we can do it again.
Great. Well, who knows? Whenever. There we are, Lorraine and Ruth, folks. All right, it's almost time for us to go. Before we do, we'd like to thank everybody here, particularly people involved in organising this. And I want to pay a special thank you to Pat and Nora Gibbons as well, because they put so much work in organising it and sponsoring the programme. To you at home, we hope you enjoy the show. And who knows, we may be back in Chicago again next year for a few more Ramblin' Houses, because there's so much talent in the city here. We could get a couple more programs out of it, but it was a fantastic day. Don't forget, there'll be a repeat of the show on Saturday next at 8 o'clock. And Martin Logan will be back next week from the UK. And we're going to leave you with the Mayo Anthem. So on behalf, I want a special word of thanks for the band here, all the artists that performed, all the people that talked to us and our guests, and you, the audience, for coming. You've been fantastic. Give yourselves a big round of applause. So we're going to leave you with the Mayo Anthem, the green and red of Mayo, and we want you all to join in, and our fabulous band here are going to take us out. So Gormina Malgiv, until the next time, Slán go fóill.
The green and red Mayo, sure I can see it still. It's soft and craggy boglands, it's tall and majestic hills, where the ocean kisses Ireland and the waves caress its shores.